Let's try again.
Yeah, let's try this again. So, started anyway. Now that I've actually fixed the technical issues and things are slightly less fancy now, sadly, we should be set up to get started. So,
Hello.
again, we are playing Call of Cthulhu. I'll just skip the introduction since I don't get to do fancy introduction. Okay. So we're starting at a construction site, buddy. You just your cell phone's ringing. You're lying in the back of a car. What are you doing?
I'm getting out of the car to answer that call.
Okay, and before you answer the call, who are you? Just so the summary.
I'm Jimmy Tartini, real estate mogul.
You're a well, pretty average guy. Black hair, vaguely Italian-looking, typical mobster. Down to the cheap suit and everything. Except you're totally way more trustworthy.
Of course.
You're no criminal. You're just a salesman of very interesting real estate.
It's a seller's market.
Yeah. So anyway, you answer the phone, and on the other side of the phone, you hear a person picking up. Hello, Mr. Tartini. Mr. Berenov said you were supposed to meet him a half an hour ago. Is everything all right?
Well, yeah, of course. Give me a second. I kind of, get upright and kind of get my bearings, seeing as I've just woke up. Well, you said you were with the Baron. I mean, Berenov.
Yes, Mr. Berenov. You do remember who he is, right?
Oh, yeah, he's a very close business associate of mine.
You should really get over here because I don't think he's happy.
Oh, okay then. Yeah. I'm sorry. I was doing business. I'm a very busy man.
Look, I'm sure you've got your reasons. Just I'll see you soon. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Goodbye.
Okay, so you hang up. What are you gonna do?
You gonna get in the driver's seat and
navigate
my way to where?
Navigate to the person who just called you, Mr. Berenov, who has been established by the introduction. Once people stop moving around and hear myself think again. Yeah, I could hear it very loudly. So
sorry.
It's okay, but anyway. So Mr. Berenov, that would be a local landlord. Been mentioned in the introduction. You are heading your way over there. You reach his office, which is a very small, well, not so much a very small, but a notably small office building, very modernistic. Only 1 or 2 floors high. The front area is mostly made out of glass. You can see the secretary, the person who sit over at the entrance. A desk behind you, near the entrance. I assume you head inside and talk to the behind the desk.
Yes. Hello, person behind the desk. I'm here to talk to Mr. Berenov.
Yes, the lady behind the desk looked up and immediately recognized you, and that's a phone going off.
I solve a puzzle.
You just solved yourself a puzzle. She, well...
Does my mic sound any better, by the way?
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Okay.
Everything sounds
I turned it down a bit.
Don't worry. So, you...
Sorry.
Don't worry about it. So, you get pointed to the office of Mr. Berenov. You head up the stairs. There's a very large set of double doors that you head through. And as you enter the office, which has a very nice large glass wall, a desk in front of it, facing towards the giant window. You see Mr. Berenov standing over the desk. just sort of fists on the desk, hunched over. And as you enter, he yes, as he notices that you enter, you hear him saying, he says as follows, "I knew it, I fucking knew it." And he slams his fist down on the desk. As he turns his face around, you see that his face is bright red. And he shouts at you, "You ripped me off, you Goomba fuck."
What are you talking about?
And we switch characters.
Oh boy.
We are now outside the building. Rapsor, you have you have just arrived to the building. You have been called by Mr. Berenov as well, why don't you start off and introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Marion Craig.
Okay. You are a professional detective.
Right. I own an agency.
Well, you're the heir of.
Yeah,
you're going to be the next person to take over eventually.
Well, he'd already died, but.
Okay. Well, then.
It's written in there, but okay, that's fine.
Sure. I must have missed that part. Anyway, you're big on detective work, and as a private detective, you are particularly known for also doing stuff with unusual, let's say. So you've been called by Mr. Berenov and
Well, I'm gonna go in.
We're gonna go in. The office lady is.
Oh. Do I have an appointment?
You do have an appointment. The office lady looks. As she notices you enter, she explains to you that sorry, but Berenov is kind of busy right now, so you should. I'm afraid you have to wait. He should be. And
can I hear them Buddy getting yelled at inside?
You can hear some yelling. You can do a listen check. Roll me a D100.
A D100? Alright.
And I'll also need to...
Where's my other...
Yeah, 2D10, that is, are using real dice.
Yeah. What? I like how I lose my other D10.
I can link you to the program everybody else is using if you... Actually, it should still.
Oh wait, there it is. I just thought it was a different die. Okay.
Okay, there you go.
All right. 47.
47. Let's see, and your listen is 25. That is actually enough because they are shouting very loudly.
I didn't want to listen in. I just wanted to know if he actually was busy in there.
Yeah, they are busy in there, and there's a lot of shouting going on. You aren't listening for what they are specifically saying.
All right.
Sort of sitting there going, somebody's really angry upstairs.
All right, I'll take a seat in the... Is this have a chair in it?
Yeah, there's a little reception area.
Right.
Really boring-looking magazines over on a table that you can...
Okay. Flip through some of them.
Oh, there you go. Meanwhile, another character shows up. Elkri, you have arrived on your bicycle.
Right.
Alexander, or Sasha, as you happen to name, he reserves for... Anyway, he has called you up, said he wanted to talk to you about something, and they have an opportunity to reduce your rent, as he also your landlord. He has not particularly been very specific about what you need to do, so he has assured you that just a little something you should be able to find.
Right.
So you stand in front of the office. I assume you just the rest of you head inside.
Yes.
You notice
Why
there's
would
a.
go in there?
You notice there's a youngish lady, quite tall, already in there in the reception area. The receptionist immediately spots you, and since it's a person you know quite well, says, "Hey, Teddy, I'm sorry that you. Thank you for coming here on such short notice. Sasha is kind of busy right now, but he should be ready any moment. So just go ahead and take a seat."
Right. Thanks, I guess. And
So you two sitting.
yeah.
I presume that you have no idea who one another are.
I'm just kind of fiddling away on my phone.
Yes, you probably are. So then we have Nithame, who I am not entirely sure what the mode of transport is. Specified in the.
Yeah, it hasn't.
But you just arrived there some way
Yeah.
or another. You're free to
Probably grabbed a ride from a friend or something.
probably something like that. Maybe you walk there.
Yeah.
Well, you just enter, and upon seeing two other people there, I suspect go ahead and take it,
Indeed.
since you don't seem to be a person to sit around and have long talks when it's obvious what happened. So, as you take your seat, you notice that the woman at the desk is receiving a phone call. Immediately tells the entire group that Mr. Baranovsky is now available and would like you to see all of you.
All right. I
Oh,
get up
okay.
and walk into his office.
So you all head up into his office. You see a still slightly upset older Russian man. He is still very noticeably reddened. And as you are about to, as a group, enter the room, you hear some of the shouting still. What do you mean you have no idea what I'm talking about? I spent 6 months trying to sell the damn place. Everybody seems to back out suddenly. And when I finally managed to sell it, the tenant goes bloody mental. Man took an axe to his own son, for fuck's sake. Don't fucking bullshit me, something's up here. You're the guy who got me into this. So you'd better fix this, Jimmy.
Now, I think you may be jumping to conclusions here. I can't account for the mental state of any people that buy properties. I'll have you know I had my best people go to that house and make sure that it was a fine piece of property.
Yes, I'm sure you did. I did as well, by the way, and they all fucking ran away. They gave me really, really, like, undetailed reports and, you know, started making excuses on the phone.
Well, if you need some better people, I know have quite a few contacts, and I'd be happy.
Yeah, I'm
If you
sure
have
you
it.
do. Why don't we do this? Yeah, why don't you just go ahead and fix it? And actually, about that, not only are you going to be fixing it, I'm going to be bringing in some help to fix it. And at that moment, the other people walk in, most notably Marion. At which point, Alexander immediately reacts and says, well, speak of the devil. So he then starts talking to Marion instead. He introduces himself. I am Alexander Berenov. We've talked over the phone. And he just, you know, starts a very simple conversation with you. He then says, well, the reason why you're here, as we've already discussed, Marion, is you may have an idea of what's happening here, or if nothing else, you may be interested in... Sorry, I need to... But how I'm gonna be... Okay, so, Marion, you've been hired because you... I've been hearing a lot of rumors, and not just recently, but it's been something of a local legend these about the place being haunted. There's a lot of weird stories going around of strange noises. Well, we've seen what happened to the previous tenant. A lot of people suspect there might be something occult going on, and while I'm not a superstitious kind, you know, if nothing else, you should go take a look over there. Maybe if you don't find anything, people calm down a bit, and I can sell the place again.
Oh yeah, that would be no problem.
So you're gonna be doing that, but I have asked been asking around a bit. Jimmy is gonna be helping you because he really knows the place, and besides, he, you know, should have the moral decency to at least, you know, try and.
Of course.
Of course you do. That's my Jimmy. So meanwhile, Raven is gonna step up because of reasons. Because the background reason of Raven is that you are not here by anyone else's appointment. You've not made an appointment. You've actually not even. You sort of snuck in here, Nithme.
Okay.
And the reason you're in here is because you have some history with the place. And that's about as deep as I'm gonna go into it, but that should some information to talking about.
Yep.
And you volunteer to help out as well. Oh, for fuck's sake. This is not a good time. Things are going wrong today. So, I'll just pick that up later. So that you volunteer to go join in. Meanwhile, we have Valkyrie, who has been called in here by Alexander, old friend of the family. He has asked you to help out with the project, most notably because you are something of a outdoors person.
Yeah.
So you know, if there's like but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a small question because you said something about maybe occult stuff going on.
Well, it's not so much that I believe there's occult stuff going on, but there's a lot of rumors going around, you know?
To be honest, you did mention that it would not be a big deal, and, you know, I would be able to help out if things get weird.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of a help I'll be.
I'm sure
Well,
there'll be plenty.
I'm sure it won't get weird though.
Yeah, okay.
It's just some rumors, and well, there's some unfortunate stuff that's happened.
Well,
But
as long as it won't get too dangerous.
you should be fine. Besides, I don't want to have to explain to your parents if something happens to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the nice thing though is that for all of you except Jimmy, I'm gonna be you know, since you're gonna be spending some time on this, and since I, you know, have a interest in getting this solved quickly, I'm gonna be giving you a small recompense for.
Oh.
Now hold on a second.
No, Jimmy.
Well,
You consider that the this part of the contract signing.
I cross my arms and look very.
Yes,
So-
you are very upset. Well, don't worry. I'm sure Alexander is very upset as well. In fact, one thing he also mentions is that he's brought in a certain somebody to make sure that everything goes alright, and should, you know, Buddy try anything particularly funny, like say disappear all of a sudden, well, we've got a little somebody who's going to take care of that. And as he says that, a final person adds in, a fifth person enters the room. Sixth person comes. And that person is Geist. Geist, introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Fugdea. I'm just a lady wearing biking jacket, boots, jean, and I'm just staring at Buddy.
You are just staring at Buddy very intently. And what Alexander mostly just states is, Fugue here is going to be keeping a close eye on you guys and making sure that everything goes alright. And also, most notably, to ensure that nothing goes. Oh, she knows to take care of herself. She will also be helping you out.
Okay.
And as he states, so what I'd like you guys to do, as we went over, I'd like you guys to go check out the estate. Give me a look to see if there's anything weird over there. Maybe find out some history about the place. Find some sort of proof that, nothing particularly interesting has happened there, and that it's, safe to stay in. That's all I ask of you. Do that, and you will get yourself a little paycheck. And well, I'll be very appreciative.
I'm telling you, Alexander, when this is all through, you're gonna feel really silly.
Sure, I probably will, but right now I'm just angry at you, so get out.
Harumph.
And as Buddy leaves, Alexander sort of motions to you guys. Well, I'm honestly not sure what else I can tell you, so I hope to get good news from you soon. And he sort of gestures at the rest of the party. Take chances to.
Yes. We leave.
Yep.
So you are now back outside of the real estate agency of Alexander, and wow, you just sort of stand there, and you are now free to act as you. What are you gonna?
It's night, right?
It's late in the afternoon, actually.
Oh, okay.
I am going to call my mom and ask her what the hell is up with this. And
Well,
see if I
you,
can get any more information that way.
See if
she
you can
knows.
get any more information about a weird place that Alexander has.
Yes.
I suppose you could totally do that. Well, she seems mostly really surprised that Alexander is even talking about work with you, which does seem to indicate that is at least, this is something that he does take seriously, because as a friend for help like this.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, she doesn't really know much of anything of the place other than the information you've been given, which is also the location, since that's
Yes.
Buddy should
Okay.
also know. Beyond that, well, she does mention it as being the Corbett estate, but that's the only thing she dropped.
Right.
There's no useful information there.
Okay.
Is this estate in the area we are in right now?
It's, well, you don't see it anywhere around. It's a
I
You-
mean,
you-
like the town or something.
yeah, it's in the general town. It's a suburb that's well, it used to be a suburb. It's mostly just an office area, slightly outside of the.
Welp, are we taking my car?
Is it-
Well,
You're heading there. Okay.
Well,
Um,
Well,
I was
hold
gonna
on,
go check
there's
out
5
some,
of
like
us.
records.
Oh,
That would probably be. See if I can find some records on the house.
come
yeah.
on now.
So
Let's
you're-
get this over with.
I would like
We're
to
just gonna
have
go
some
there.
background as well.
It would probably be at like a.
you're totally free to
town
split
or-
up. By the way, you're not actually required to stay as a group.
City Hall? I don't know if city halls in Europe.
Well, you're gonna be
Yeah, I would think.
effectively City Hall. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Well-
it's called the. I'm not too familiar with the itself. Heading over here.
The archives.
Let's call it the Hall of Records.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that I'm going to the Hall of Records, and I point in the exact opposite direction of the Hall of Records. because I don't know
Well,
where it is.
Yes, you
That's not
you
where the
don't
Hall
know,
of
but you
Records
sort of tell everybody that that's where you.
Can I make a navigation?
You don't have to
Check
do a
to-
navigation check because it should be fairly obvious for most of you, except the person who just more or less came new in town. That's Rev, so he's the only one.
Well, I stop Marion in her tracks and turn her around and say, "The Hall of Records is that way," and I offer
so
to come along.
Okay, so Marion is off to the Hall of Records. So is
I was gonna say,
Valkyrie.
sounds great. Hop in, and I point to my car, which is a convertible, because
Right.
tall.
I
I'll
thank God that nobody wants to ruin my car.
I'll just leave my bike.
I want to
behind.
ruin your car.
You can just, you can just lock up your bike
Well,
and leave
yeah,
it there. It's a you know the owner of the place, so it should be safe there.
Yeah. And I say to the others, if you want, you can go ahead and we will probably meet you later at the house.
So that's Elkri and Revs
Yeah.
are now off to the Hall of Records. Is anybody else joining them?
How
I'm
many
not.
Going to the house.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too. I know we need to
Okay,
even humor the silly shit.
The two of you are just heading straight to the house. Okay, that leaves Geist.
Well, I follow Buddy,
Oh, you follow Buddy. Okay.
but I use my own bike and do not.
Yeah, you use your own transportation.
I'm just gonna get there, and everyone's already dead.
Well,
That
I'm still there, so
might
Yeah.
that doesn't necessarily mean have to happen, but there may be a chance that something has happened. Anyway, we are gonna be splitting the party here, so first off, let's go to the Hall of Records with Marion and.
It's gonna be like a library use thing, right?
Yeah, you are gonna be. Well, you head over there. There's a elderly man at the desk who shows you to the whole archive of records, the thing they store the data in. And you have to do a library roll and see find anything. That's a D100 and against
Hang
the
on.
library roll. And just tell me if you.
So if I go, is
If
it
you,
under or over it?
You need to go under your percentage.
yeah, I failed.
I failed too. I
Okay.
failed by 3.
Okay, so both of you don't really notice anything about the Corbett estate or anything else of the address you've been given. So you just sort of waste an hour going through various records and mostly just get slightly upset. Meanwhile, at the estate, we now have a black car arriving on the scene with a motorcycle pursuing. You exit the vehicle and you are standing in front of the estate. Estate, let me just grab the description.
Would you take a look at that estate?
Yeah, it's a brick bungalow, 2 floors. It's very noticeable because it's well, it's very interesting how it seems to be extremely dark inside the area of the estate. There's a lot of large, tall office buildings built relatively close to the estate itself, so shadows dropping in it just make it even darker. The place is overgrown. There's it's just not looking too hot. It's looking very looking like a very nasty place to be.
My
do
dog
you,
reacted
uh,
onto the building.
You assume. Yeah, you notice it's very dark. There's 2 large doors.
Well, I can't really believe why the boss would need much explanation as to why nobody wants to buy that thing.
Yeah,
And I
looking
know
this
in-
place over, you suspect that maybe he just had made a really bad deal and he's just very upset right now.
This is prime real estate, as I told your boss. There's no reason to worry about this. It's beautiful.
Well,
Look at all the brick, the growing ivy.
I don't know what, I am already sick of babysitting you guys. Let's just get this over with.
Okay, so you are heading to the front door.
Follow.
The front door's been locked. It's just plain locked. You can't enter. Well, what do you do now? You're not getting in that way.
Well, looks like we're not getting in this way. Let's see if there's a back door or an open window or anything of the sort.
You take a look around the place, you notice that the windows have been nailed shut from the inside, which seems really odd and kind of concerning. Beyond that, you sort of walk around the place and you notice there is a second door off to the side of the building.
We'll try that one.
It is also locked. In fact, it's not just locked, but it's been bolted shut several times, with several padlocks on it. Seems like somebody really did not want that door to...
Is this a professional job?
Looks like a job for somebody with the locksmith skill.
Oh, you're gonna try and open it,
So with the master of the keys.
Well,
it's like... Did you say it was boarded up, or is it...
the windows are boarded up, so they're just completely closed off. You could try and smash through, but you're not gonna be...
Now, the boarded up windows, are those like... Does it seem like it's a professional job, like somebody was doing renovation or something, or is it...
It definitely looks like somebody just really desperately wanted to shut down the window.
How tough is the main door looking?
The front door, you mean?
Yes.
Well, it's your typical front door, so thick wooden door with a metal lock in it. Well, it looks pretty sturdy, but you can try and kick it down if you want to.
Well, I will do that then.
Okay, just roll me a D100, and I'll just...
Well, 7.
You got a 7. You just go clunk, and you hit the door. It's not really budging or anything. You sort of feel very silly, but you don't particularly hurt.
Let me remind you that we're trying to sell this place, so please do not break any of the doors.
That is a very good point. You probably shouldn't bust down any doors.
Says the owner who doesn't have the keys or doesn't remember how to enter the damn thing.
No smoking inside either.
Well,
Can have the value.
give me an idea roll from all of you, and just give me actually just give me if you succeed or not.
So that's a
I
D100.
did not succeed.
Yeah, you need to score below your IDs. So Raven just sort of sits there and goes, "Yep, we're not getting in here."
I got a 2.
You got a 2, so you have a flash of inspiration, and you realize that maybe we should ask for the key.
I got the 36 on 50.
Yeah, you got a 46 on 50. Well, you sort of come to the same conclusion, but it doesn't quite come as rapidly. You just sort of sit there going, well, fuck, it's locked. And then after a while you realize, oh wait, that just means I have to unlock it.
I'm gonna talk to Fug, and
Okay.
I'm Mr. Berenov probably doesn't really want to talk to me right now, so maybe you can give him a call and ask why the hell he sent us here without a key. Not like that. Be more polite about it, please.
Well, it's me, buddy. We are 3 people at the house, right?
Yeah, the 3 of you are still at the house. The 2 other people over at the Hall of Records are still sort of failing at finding anything.
Alright then. Well, I will call Alexander then.
Okay, you will call him. He responds. He seems really surprised that that there's so many lockpicks on the back door, bolts and padlocks. That's just not what he remembers there being. So somebody really just wanted to close the place down real soon. He's also surprised because he did give you a key for the front door. You are free to try the key if you want.
So wait, I got the
You
key
have
and
you have a key on your person, a small key. He reminds you of that to give it a try, but he reminds you that the locks have changed without him informing and without extra key. The owner just sort of went berserk and decided to just close everything down, board up the windows, put lots of padlocks and everything, bolt everything down, and even change the front door lock.
Okay, so basically my key is pointless.
Yeah, you have a key, but it's pointless. Which, if you had a higher ID roll, you would have realized that you had. But you would not have been aware that it wouldn't have worked. Tried it and.
If only we had some other way of opening a lock if we didn't have the key. I can't think of anybody with us right now that could possibly accomplish that feat.
I don't know, guys. Me neither.
What about the windows?
Since I failed my idea roll.
Well, you're just sitting. The idea roll is just you going. Is more or less you if you have an ID or not. You can still try whatever.
It's a hint system.
It's a hint system of sorts.
Okay.
It's also used for different stuff, but.
And the windows, are they like, are the shutters closed or is the glass is exposed?
There is glass exposed, but you can see the boards behind it. So you can't really see into it.
I'm gonna try my locksmith skill now.
Oh, that's a great idea. Try your locksmith. Go ahead and roll.
I got a 40, and my locksmith is 21.
Yes, so you sit there. You do feel stuff moving around it. They're just some cheap padlocks. So you do feel you can maybe open it, but you don't quite succeed. Give me another roll.
25.
25. You know what? Since you have already been working on this for some time, you unlock the padlocks on the side door. There's still the issue of the door being bolted shut from you.
Huh. Well, I tell you guys, there's still the issue of this door being bolted from the inside.
Do we have anything lying around?
Do we have any...
That could be
Go
used
ahead.
as a lever or something?
You could try to finagle your way around it. You could also just, try and kick the back door down.
Wait a second.
It's not your typical front door, thick wood building. It's more like a side door.
I'm gonna knock on the door really loud.
Okay, you knock on the door. There's no response. You wait there for a moment. There's still no response. Nope, nothing.
Well, shit.
Nice idea, though.
I light up a cigarette.
Okay, well, it's time to go the mighty foot again, I guess.
Yeah, it's time to try the mighty foot again. So roll a d100 for me.
That's 53.
53. You kick the door. You hear a very noticeable crack. You've clearly damaged the door. It's not quite enough for you to get through it, but you might be able to sort of carefully break it down if you spend some time on it.
So is it just cracked, or is there like a visible damage to it? Or
There
something?
is there's very noticeable damage on it.
Okay, so is there anything?
So it isn't quite open, but it's definitely not
is
shut.
anything lying around? Like a stick or something that looks
There's,
enough to, use as a lever.
Well, yeah, you can grab some sticks from from inside the garden, right next to the back doors.
Is there a tool shed or something?
There's no tool shed or whatever, but there's some objects strewn about. There's also some just debris and junk.
Is there anything like, I don't know, a shovel, a hoe, or just something that is sturdy enough to be used?
Well, you find a thick branch that you can use.
Well, I try to use it as a lever to...
Okay, so you're just gonna start truly just breaking down the doors. So while you work on that, and I'm just gonna give you that and say that you gravity. We go back to our guys over at the library. So go ahead and give me another library check roll and see if you find something this time. You are now about an hour or so later.
No, I failed.
Okay.
That is a big fail.
Oh, that's a big fail.
Well, I mean, I get 96. Yeah, that's a big fail.
That is actually close to a critic. I don't think you can, I don't think you can critically fail library.
I wish I would have gotten your guys' phone numbers.
You do not have any way to talk to these people. What did you roll, Elcree?
75.
Oh yeah, that's a big failure as well.
Yeah.
So you're still just looking through the books, not really finding anything.
At
this point, well, you continue looking for it.
I was going to give up for a second because I'm not finding anything, and just ring up Alexander, see if he wouldn't mind helping us out a bit in the way of information.
If he knows anything else, or
yes, that he hasn't said before.
Well, if you have reason to believe he's hiding something, you can try that. However, as you are, spending, I've been sitting there for a couple of hours now, just.
I mean, is there anybody here that
flipping
could just tell us where we would need to look?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and roll for you. There's a quick luck roll from either of you.
Oh, luck roll?
Yeah.
What is my luck?
That's 75.
You should be 75 luck. Okay.
There's nothing else. Most of you are ridiculously lucky, so.
Yeah, but I'm not. Oh, hey, I made it. 31.
Oh, hey, great. I assume that Refs also makes it.
I did not make it.
Oh, you did not? So,
luckily, I got 79.
I have like terrible
These
luck.
These dice ate me.
You have the worst luck. This is great. So, how did you even roll that? Anyway, so after a while, the clerk who's been sitting at the desk, he sort of walks over to you and start asking you, so you've been sitting here for a while. Is there something you're looking for? Can I help you with something?
Oh, yes, the mansion. I don't know what it was called.
Yeah, the Corbett mansion.
Corbett estate.
Corbett.
So you ask him about the Corbett estate. He
I have a bad.
He takes a moment to consider. The name seems vaguely familiar to him, but put a finger to it, and he does a library check. Him being a librarian is and he succeeds with a 50, so he's having a bit of a hard time as well. What he finds is the following. That's the issue with you cleaning up. You see the only information you're able to find is the fact that the name Corbett doesn't really ring a bell. In fact, you don't really notice anything particular about the Corbett estate except a footnote that seems to vaguely reference a police record of some kind.
Right.
essentially it references a incident. The incident itself has been. You do find a document. In fact, but it's been covered in black line. A lot of it's been removed from it, and it has a footnote. Please had pressed document at the central police. So you can head over there. You can also give either of you can also give me an idea roll.
I'll give an idea roll. Why not? Oh wait, I dropped that die.
I just got 70, which is my idea.
Okay, that's pass.
I got 62. I actually made a roll.
Congratulations. So, one thing you realize is that maybe the newspaper has something about the on the name Corbett. Since the
Wait, was this a recent thing?
It's well, there's a lot of newspaper archives, and there has been a recent incident. I don't suspect other than what Alexander's been doing.
All right, so no blueprints or anything, but
no blueprints. It's an old building. It does.
They didn't use blueprints back then.
Does, however, make a reference to. Yeah, it does make a. In the old documents, you do notice that there's a mention of a lawsuit by a Walter Corbett. Who has been requested. He's been sued by his neighbors who petitioned him to leave the area in consequence of his serious habits, which has been misspelled for some reason, and inauspicious demeanor. So pretty much, people in the area really did not like Walter. Beyond that, you don't find anything. Beyond that, actually, I'm just gonna. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna say that the guy did another library use, so he found a few more documents. Most notably, a sort of a timeline regarding a certain Walter Corbett, of who it is named after. The document in 1952 has been is when Walter has been sued by the neighbors. There is no real relevant information in. He has, beyond that, he has won the lawsuit, and you also find a copy of his obituary, which is mostly uninteresting except for the fact that there was a second lawsuit, which had to do with Mr. Corbett being buried in his basement, as was written in his will. There is no outcome of this second. So that's what you've been able to find up on Hall of Record.
Oh,
okay.
I don't think any of this is going to be immediately helpful.
No, you.
We should probably just
all I know is not to go into the basement.
Yeah, you do find that kind of interesting. That something that's been so explicit. As you know.
I suggest that we start heading out.
You can head over to the newspaper. Yeah, there's now two places you have. You can head over to the interesting clippings about the address you have. You can also try and head over to the. Oh, you can head over to the police station, but you don't really have anything to go on there beyond a record that may or may not be used.
Well,
we just have to prove it's not.
Yeah, you have to prove
haunted?
That. Well, you essentially have to convince Alexander that he is in his the house is safe, and also that won't just randomly snap again, like what's been happening quite frequently.
Yeah, it seems more likely we just go to the house.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna find anything that will help us prove that.
Sure. Then you just head over to.
All right.
Okay. So,
well,
meanwhile, Fugue has correctly been able to finally smash down the back door after a lot of effort and is now standing inside very dark mudroom.
mudroom.
For those of you not, it's essentially a place to hang your coat, and it's very common in older European households where you'd have a way to head outside, some stuff in the backyard, and quickly put away your probably.
Well, good job, Fugue.
Yeah, good job.
Now, the first place to check is always the basement. You need to make sure the plumbing's okay.
So you just have got. Fugue is the one who's just standing inside the mudroom.
Well, I stretch my gloves and pick out my flashlight from my jacket.
Okay, you have a flashlight on you. Turn it on. You can now see the back of the room, which is very nice. You're just gonna keep standing there for a moment.
Yeah, I just take a look around and.
Yeah, you take a quick look around. It's a mudroom. Don't really know.
What? How many doors do we have?
You've got one exit.
Okay.
One exit into a hallway, switches? Which you happen to.
Well,
you do see a light switch. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
You switch the light on.
Okay.
Ooh.
At this point,
it is now less dark indeed.
At this point, me and Raptor are still, traveling, right?
You are still traveling. The other two are just standing outside, having a smoke or whatever.
Apparently, we're like 2 hours in that place. So.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be there until quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gesture to Jimmy to get the fuck over here, since I suspect he knows the place to begin with.
Okay. No need to be surly.
Okay, I assume the last of the group is also just calmly heading in. Well, you can enter through the door which leads into the hallway. So what are you gonna do in the building now that you've entered the building?
Well, I leave that too, buddy.
Well, place looks fine to me. Let's go back to Alexander and tell him it's fine.
You are very eager to leave, and as you are leaving, you hear a thumping noise coming from the second floor.
Oh, jeez. I knew this place was falling apart, I say under my breath. Might as well check it out.
So
I check it out too.
You are now calmly walking upstairs. I assume Jimmy takes.
I don't have a flashlight, so I'll
it's still it's dark inside. You do not see anything in the hallway, but you can, since it is daytime, you can make your way around.
And what kind of noise was it?
It's just a thudding noise, just like something is being, like two objects smashing onto each other. Something being dropped onto the floor.
Well,
whoops! I dropped my phone. Sorry about that.
Well, it's coming from the second floor.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't like the idea of ending up against like Yankees or some oboe just.
Yeah, so you are sort of concerned that.
Yeah, so I am just getting a bit cautious right here. Is there anything that can catch my attention or something if I make a roll?
You are doing a. You're doing a spot hidden?
Yeah.
Okay, go for
it. 80 to fail.
Yeah, you fail. You don't really notice anything. You hear another loud thumping noise.
Jesus.
I run towards the thumping noise.
You run towards the thumping noise. The thumping noise. You run upstairs. You head into the thumping noise keeps going on. You head into one of the bedrooms.
Oh dear.
And as you look into the, you don't particularly notice anything. It's fairly dark. You see boarded up window. There's a bed frame, empty dresser. You don't really see anything else in the room. It just looks like a old, disused, old bedroom.
Are we sure that the noise comes from this room?
Well, as you enter the room, you hear the window rattling.
Okay then.
Only the thudding has stopped, so the two of you are not rushing upstairs. You are just standing in the hallway, sort of making your way up there. You do not hear the rattling of the...
Is there any, like, closet? Or is the bed, like, high enough to, you know...
Well, you're not in the room just yet. So the question is, what is Raven gonna do?
Raven is going to take out her lighter and light it in attempt to light up the room a little.
Well, maybe I can.
Well,
just
you
light
can. There is some light coming through, so you can see.
Okay.
and I can
It's just darkish. So feel free to some sort of action. The window is still rattling. It's having quite a...
Well, I enter the room and cautiously and
you
and slowly and taking my time to light everything.
Very cautiously, you come up behind into the room as well. I assume Jimmy's been walking. Well, so all of you are now inside the room. What are you going to be doing?
I'm going toward the window.
You are going towards the window. You're going to take a closer look.
Yes.
Okay. As you walk closer to the window, you notice that the rattling is slowly getting more intense until you are standing next to the window, at which point it just stops. At this point, you hear a very loud, like something very heavy is being moved. And I want you to make a dodge roll.
36, just missed my dodge.
So you do not succeed in your dodge roll?
No.
As you hear the noise, you notice, you feel something pushing you very, very hard, like something just slamming straight into you. You are launched out of the window.
Out of the window?
Yes, you are launched out of the window. You were standing next to the window. You were struck from behind quite hard, and you are now on the other side of the window. In fact,
through the boarded up window? Wow.
Yes, you were just knocked through the boarded up window. You take 2d6 damage.
Doesn't the GM roll that?
I am supposed to roll that, but now that comes down to...
Don't roll a 12.
Yeah, it's pretty much down to... You are hit for 7 damage, which brings you down to...
5.
5, right. Well, you took a pretty bad beating, but you are able to get back up. That's gonna be Raven that just got launched.
Raven, why the hell did you just throw yourself through that window?
Well, the thing is that the other two are now... you see, the other two have seen what happened, as opposed to Raven, who just got launched and is mostly very upset and very shocked at the procedure. You see, you two actually see the bed just sort of slammed into the window at full force and knocked Raven out of the window.
It's deathbed, the bed that eats.
You... You have to roll for sanity.
Okay, both of us.
Because you just saw a bad move. That's really not what's supposed to. So roll me a 1d100 against your current sanity.
Come on.
6.
That
HP.
doesn't need to be.
That's-
Netme doesn't need to roll because you just got knocked hell out and you stiff with adrenaline. You don't really get a sanity loss.
69 for me.
69.
Okay, that's
Oh god, I'm gonna take a real life. Cthulhu is taking over the game.
Bad moving made me roll 69 indeed.
okay. So
That
you're sort of surprised by this whole thing, but you're not particularly. You are, however, very curious as to what just happened. Meanwhile, Jimmy is not handling it too well. You take a single point of sanity damage and you just sort of sit there going, what the hell just happened?
wait, so it just goes down to 59 then, or how does
Yeah,
that?
you now have 59 sanity.
Okay.
Well, I
And you should make a note for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
well since I noticed that Jimmy is like dumbfounded and not really is winded up by the whole thing. I shove him away outside the room.
Yeah, you immediately proceed to shove him safely outside of the danger area more.
And
Okay.
I take I just like frantically look around in the room. It was not something I didn't know.
Yeah, you are
And I
desperately
stay-
trying to find whatever just did that,
Yeah.
more or less.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
you can roll me a spot hidden for that.
Okay. Oh, 17.
Well, you are definitely on edge and you are getting a good look of the place, but you have no real idea of how that head just ended up with. If there's somebody in the room, you have not seen him leave or...
So there is nothing underneath it.
There is nothing of... nothing that sticks out in... Looks like a
Okay.
normal bedroom, except... somebody just got knocked out of the second-story window.
By the
So normal.
way, since I'm out of the room, I'm gonna take a discreet bump of coke to try to take the edge off.
Okay, you are free to do that, just keep in mind that you are now on the effect.
I usually am.
Right, you... Sanity damage?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, is any of you, are you gonna be helping out Raven?
Well, since I find nothing now, I head outside to see if Raven is okay.
Well, so
But
you...
I want to make sure that Betty is following. So
Right, so you sort of very cautiously try to make your way back. You try to convince Buddy to follow you. Do you both head outside to check?
Sure.
Okay, well, she just fell down a second-story window, so she's not doing too hot.
Not
Grinding.
at all.
Just grinding on the floor. Oh, what the shit just happened?
Well, Raven, do you need a
Um,
do you need an ambulance or what?
Yeah, you can do a first aid on to see if you can lessen the damage a
Oh.
little bit.
Well, I'm not trained in that. It would really be better to call the professionals, I think.
Then you are free to pick up Raven and go bring her to the hospital.
what
well,
time
I'm
is
just
it?
gonna dial 911.
That's also an option.
Yeah. And what time is it anyway? After all of this, for us inside the game, I mean.
What time we are? Well, it's now still a little bit late in the afternoon. The other two have not yet arrived. You are about an hour after you first entered the apartment.
Right.
Okay.
It's a little bit more than that, but no need to get all. So you call the 911. They immediately send out a
There's no answer because that's not the number they use in England.
Yeah, I know it's a, but so to speak, let's say. So you call the emergency. Arrive after about let's say 15 minutes, and they start helping Nithame. Initially, they're gonna try and do some first aid and calling for that. So.
Okay, so
Thank God for the national health system.
so yeah, so basically, they're both busy with the emergency stuff, right?
Yeah, there are two emergency medics, more or less, just standing over. There's a third person who has now started asking you what the hell just happened, while their buddies are Raven. So are you going to try and explain it to him, or are you just going to say she?
I'm not somebody who likes to complicate things, so I'm just gonna say she fell.
Okay.
I am telling them that we were just walking by when we saw her fall from the window.
Okay. Do last talk.
Oh well, 9.
9. They they definitely believe that. In fact, you get to make a little mark next to you.
Okay.
Just mark it, and we get back to it.
The game.
Yeah, after the game, you get a little boost. Fast talk.
Where is that?
So they don't see anything wrong with the story, and say that she definitely fell from window, looking from the window. So while you explain the situation to third medic, the others are trying to fix Raven up, some first aid, and they succeed at the healing 2 points of damage, at which point it like up to 9.
Doesn't it go up to 7?
7, right. 7. You took 7 damage the first time you don't. Anyway, you are now up to 7 health, which
better than last time.
you are, well, you're definitely very sore, but you don't have anything, more or less, you are on your feet. Could go to the hospital and get like a proper treatment, but
it's free.
Well, I am getting really pissed at Jimmy and this place now, so I am, and I don't want dead weight around, basically. So I just, well, that's my mindset. I mean, for my character. So I just, I suggest to Raven that she goes to the hospital, basically.
Yeah, you try to convince Buddy that he go to the hospital with.
No.
Or
No, that's I suggest to Raven that she allows the staff to get there to the hospital.
Okay, and you.
I also suggest that because that's a reasonable thing to suggest.
It is a very reasonable thing to suggest. You just don't have the second.
Yes, and I mean that's because I mean I just told them that we were stranger walking by, so we don't have to go with. Anyway.
Yeah, the medics don't seem particularly interested in
Alright, I'm back.
going along with whatever. So, Raven is just taken to the hospital, and for the time being, she's out of the game.
Alright. Well, I'm getting really pissed with Buddy now.
You are just, well, go ahead, I'd say. That's
well, basically now I'm asking him to basically come with me inside. Let's check like everything we skipped, and like I just want to find a place where we can just sit down and talk, and not outside the house, basically.
Okay, you're gonna have
being a Reasonable man, I agree.
You're sort of done with this place for now, so you had somewhere to go.
I thought you said go inside the house.
Or
Yeah,
inside the
inside,
house.
yeah.
Okay, that works too. Well, first off, you just walk into the house itself, hallway. If you're gonna be, don't really know of a place to sit down just yet.
Yeah, so
You
I
can't
just,
really. You're just gonna take a look
Well,
at the
I'm-
ground floor of the.
so basically,
I'm familiar with the house, though, right?
yeah. So
So
basically,
I
I tell Jimmy to stop like fucking around and tell me what he knows about this place and stop, just slacking.
Well, I'm. The last time I was here, nothing crazy was going on. I mean, out of character, I haven't really been there.
Well,
a lot,
you
but-
just got it really cheap. That's the only thing you know. You don't have a lot of information about the place, and you didn't particularly care about it either. So a good deal.
I've
And-
never been in the house, though.
Oh, you've never actually been in the house? No, you haven't.
Okay. Okay, then. Listen, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what this is. Okay, man. I saw a bad move by itself. Unless it was you trying to fuck with me. Is that the case? Because I hope it isn't.
But I am not. I don't think I'm much phased by.
Yeah,
Just-
you and Buddy are just sort of
So
angrily discussing this with each other. Meanwhile, a car drives up to the Orbit Estate. It's a Marion and Valkyrie are now stepping. Marion and Teddy are now stepping and
Yeah.
are standing in front of the Corbett Estate. They notice that the two people are just sort of angrily shouting at. There are two people shouting at each other. Backyard. You recognize them as being the two people you met up with earlier today.
The hell?
So I assume you
thank
sort
God
of
you're
walk
here.
up there.
Yeah.
What happened?
And where's
You also notice, quite obviously, there's a. The medics have since left, since it's been a short while since you started arguing. You do notice a lot of just broken glass and shrapnel lying on the floor in a pool of blood.
Oh god, someone died.
Mm.
Or oh god.
No worries. We had a small.
So are we still? So are we still arguing inside?
Well, the two of you are arguing outside because you haven't really.
Okay.
But
Have we seen the other players arriving, or are we still like?
You are about to notice them arriving. You notice
Okay,
that-
but we have not noticed them yet.
Not quite. No, they are now walking up.
Okay, I punch Jimmy in the guts, but just to win him, basically, not to with the intention to hurt.
Okay, I want
Can
you.
I make a dodge roll?
You first. I want a punching roll from you. Successfully strike.
Oh, 54, that's close.
Before that's a close success. Yeah, that's a close success. Wait, 54. Put like 10 points into it.
Oh yes, I have 60.
Yeah, you have 60. That is really good. I think you put those in. So you hit him. You can roll to dodge the
Okay. 100.
100. That's a critical fail. You actually walk into the punch. Like you
So
sort
much
of
for
try
the-
to jump out of the way, but you sort of ends up hitting you straight into the. That you take. Since there's no intent to damage, I'm not gonna.
I go for a stun punch, basically.
Yeah, you go for a stun punch, which means that the 1/3 normal damage. Well, you just do a single point of damage.
Oh.
Whoa, what the
and
hell?
sort of just knock.
And we are
knock Betty back.
watching.
Yeah,
that
you
this
are watching. You
happen.
just saw
Okay.
guys just punch Buddy in the face.
Right. So.
That's why I yelled, what the hell?
Yeah, we both just look at each other and at what's happening, and I walk up and just kind of stand in between the both of them.
Is
To try
Buddy
and-
conscious or?
Buddy is
Yeah.
conscious. He did not.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just
get
like
hit out. He just got sucker punched, more or less.
yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Now, Fugue, there's no need for violence here.
Stop fucking with me, seriously.
I
Someone almost died right now. I am really pissed with this.
Died,
This
what?
This whole mission, this whole plan is bullshit in the beginning. I have to babysit you guy for some bullshit haunted house right now, and now someone's just almost died because of this, and now I have to make up bullshit with the staff to get us out of this mess. So now we are going to do things my way, and you are going to fix that shit because I am really getting tired of all of this.
I'm going to persuade Fugue to calm down a bit and say that there's no malice on my part, and that I'm really just as angry as he is, and I understand where he's coming from.
Okay, roll for.
Okay. Okay, 45 compared to 50%. Nice.
Yeah, that's a success.
I rolled under 50.
And no, my intention is just to basically make him understand that he's not going to fuck with me, less than wreck his shit.
Yes, but his persuasion does have some effect in the sense that you are no longer shouting at him.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
at this point, you sort of cool down, and you are now considering what to do. And you are on your own, guys. Talk to
Well,
the rest of you.
yeah, I guess I will just. I noticed the two other players in.
Well, you definitely notice the person who's standing in between the two.
Yeah. And basically, well, I try to cool down and just to explain them what happened basically
Yes.
since they left.
I
Oh,
was going to
jeez.
ask what just happened.
So go ahead and explain it.
Okay, so let's go from the beginning again. I am obviously still a bit pissed by all of this and trying to piece all the pieces of the puzzles. I managed to break down the left door. We went inside, and there was some kind of noise from upstairs. First, I was thinking that maybe it was some Yankees or a hobo squatting inside or something like that, but. Well, there was nothing, but the thing is that Raven was thrown out of the window somehow.
What?
I see. And it wasn't one of you two that did it.
No,
Not. No.
Okay.
I say, shiftily looking over at Fugue.
Yeah. I just kind of look back and forth at the two of you, being a bit suspicious. Since I don't know either of you, and yeah, I don't know if you are speaking the truth.
but Jimmy called the emergency, and now Raven is safe.
Right. Okay. So she's off to the hospital,
Yes.
and she should be fine.
He is going to be fine, but
Okay.
can be run.
Okay. Right.
Sorry, Nethame. Them's the ropes.
Well, what you
It's okay.
could decide to do is just retire for the night, since it's slowly getting darker. You are now noticing that it's not quite nighttime. Somewhere around the evening at this point. Dealing with medics, you've had to deal with infighting that's just been happening and explaining everything. It's now slowly growing dark.
It's been quite a while in the library, wasn't it? Like a couple of hours.
Mm-hmm.
I think at this point I am getting rather tired, and seeing what just happened in the house, I don't feel very enthusiastic about investigating just yet, knowing that what's in the basement and the entire thing with Raven.
No, you have that little bit of knowledge about there being a dude buried in basement, but you don't know much of anything.
No, but considering things,
you are, not too eager to get in there, especially tonight.
No.
Do you, by the way, do you share your findings with the?
Oh yeah, that'd probably be a good idea.
If they ask for it, I don't know if they are. Since a lot of stuff happened, they might not think to ask about it.
It is very reasonable to forget about it.
I
but
don't.
Especially since we found almost nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really
guess.
important, so I
Okay,
don't.
so you do not mention it, only you. Marion know about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's getting late. You are just retiring for the night. Are you trying to convince call it a day, or are you just saying I'm leaving?
Yeah, we should reconvene here at about, and then I don't know what time. Somebody pick a time.
Well, considering the events, I'd rather have the whole group here if I'm going to investigate. So I will also be retiring then.
I would
9 a.m.
suggest.
You don't have to give an exact time.
Before
In the morning.
anything happens, before we leave or anything, can I suggest a exchange of contact?
Oh, that's a good idea.
You probably want to.
I programmed everybody else's numbers into my phone.
I give everybody a copy of my business card.
And give everybody. I guess I would have.
That was the sound of you programming
Yes.
the number.
So-
Yes,
hand that
you
around.
just got an item.
Yeah, we all got each other's numbers. So we all have a way of maintaining contact at the moment, except for Raven, of course.
Who is still in the hospital?
Yes.
Probably not leaving before tomorrow.
Okay.
Should Rufus check on Raven before we?
You can visit her if you want to.
Do we know where
She
she
can
was?
handle herself.
Well, the medics did not specify, but probably you know what hospitals are nearby, so you can.
All right.
Well, if the other guys suggest that it wasn't too bad, then I don't think we should bother.
Yeah.
We don't really know her, so.
I'll
yeah.
drive you back to the office so you can pick your bike up.
Yeah. Okay.
So, who is driving? The car, I mean?
We are taking Marion's car.
Is it Raptor or
Minus
Buddy who is driving? I can't remember.
Well,
I'm-
Buddy has his own car, so
I'm just going to stay here. Sleep in my car.
right.
Well,
Not to.
well, basically,
I guess I'll take everybody.
it's me and Buddy. It's me and Buddy left on the spot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, what I do now that I'm in the other left is that I go to Buddy and tell him that since Alexander doesn't really want to that Buddy just disappear into nature, like by circumstances, he has very kindly rented a room in a hotel for him to stay in.
Well, give Mr. Mr. Berenov my regards. That's very kind of him.
So,
And I just imply that I will be sleeping in the hotel as well. And just in a way that makes him understand, don't try to fuck things up.
well, the two of you have a just a 2-bedroom apartment in.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Does it have a minibar?
It totally does. It's kind of expensive though.
Well, I'm not paying for the room. I'm gonna take everything out of it and, dash it in my car so I have some free food and drink.
Okay, you can go ahead and just stash all that stuff in there, I suppose.
Hmm.
Why not? The local hotel staff seems kind of confused by what you're doing, but think too much. No, since it is being paid for. And well, at this point, you more or less, except for Teddy, who's apparently. No, you're not. So you are just reconvening for.
Yes, we are going home.
Yep. So everybody's heading
Well, I
back
guess I'm
home.
going to
being
the hotel because
slightly surprised. Yeah, you are heading over to your lodging, which in your case would probably be. Well, maybe it's the same hotel. Yeah, let's say it's the same.
Probably a good idea.
So as the night passes, I roll to see a medicine check for the heal Raven.
Ooh, healing.
It failed.
It succeeds at 3 hit points, bring you to
That's almost half.
10.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So the next morning, you are in the hospital. You've after the doctors have had another good look at you, they well, the doctor walks up to you and he tells you that the wounds themselves aren't particularly grievous anymore. They've stitched you up, closed some cuts you've got from the various flash shrapnel. There's going to be a couple of noticeable scars, but you seem to be that you've broken bones or whatever. So you just take it easy for a couple of days. And he stresses just how horribly lucky you've gotten.
I say thanks, Doc, and I ollie out the door with my imaginary skateboard.
So well, at this point you are still in the hospital. The other people have started waking up and are now heading towards, or at least they are now able to mansion.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh. I call up Marion to see what the plans are because I actually didn't catch when we were meeting or what the plan was.
Sure, fair enough.
And since the two of us have spent some time together,
Well, basically, I think to make this a bit more flowing, I will just say that I got the instruction from
I
the
want
to just get back to it. So I call everyone at
So I'm just
9 o'clock.
I'm just gonna go do a quick little fast forward here. You are arriving over at the scene, including Raven, who has been picked up by one of you. One of you managed to figure out the location. Actually, through Alexander actually called up one of you. Doesn't really matter. One of you can somebody. And he, after having a slightly confused talk about what the hell just happened to Raven, he gives you the location of his hospital, and you pick him up in the morning. So you are now in front of your group, you're now in front of the Orbit Estate.
I'm putting on a surgeon mask.
Okay.
Because there's probably a lot of dust in there.
There is most likely a lot of dust.
Alright.
I am
Which is probably a little
definitely
weird to
not
everybody
running
else.
headfirst into the door.
So, yeah.
What am I doing? I'm just not doing anything. I'm following other people's lead at this point.
Okay.
Me too.
So you are just heading in through the side door.
Okay.
I just
assume.
take a second to take a look at the beautiful flowers outside.
Yes, you just take a... You're just gonna do some wandering around the garden.
Yes.
Okay.
To see what the flora and fauna is like.
You don't notice anything that's particularly interesting. It's effectively what a abandoned bit of urban ground would look like. Just
Okay.
junk lying around. There are some flowers, but they've clearly not been planted there, or those that have been planted have. Beyond that, you know, you notice there's a... beyond that, I'm getting some messages, so...
Oh.
Actually, okay, I'll just make a note of that. So, you, while you are looking around, guys is just sort of doing something over at his cycle. None of you really notice it. And,
Are you sure?
well, you're allowed to do a spot hidden if you want.
Oh, very well.
All right.
I wouldn't do that, but yeah.
I would.
I'll do it
Because
anyway.
you happen to just stand around, so...
What is my spot hidden? Not very good.
I got 50. I matched my skill.
Oh, hey, I made it. I have
Can I-
14.
I didn't. All right.
Can I make a conceal roll or something?
You can conceal as well.
No.
No.
21.
Okay, so all you guys see is him just sort of walk over to his bike and
Okay.
reaching inside and grabbing something, but you can't see what.
All right.
The one time I make a roll. Shoot.
And so all of you are still sort of standing outside, getting ready to enter. I go ahead and enter through the mudroom, which hasn't changed. You're all
Fancy
standing in.
entrance.
You're all standing in the hallway right outside of the.
Okay.
Free to do what.
No strange noises this time?
You don't. You can do a listen roll, but there's nothing particularly standing out.
I would like to do a listen roll.
Okay, go
Me
ahead.
too.
Everybody else is listening. I might as well listen because
Yeah, a
Obviously.
15.
I'm an
Let's-
performance.
let's not roll a d8 and my percentage.
I
die.
rolled a 15 for a 40 listen.
You're not really noticing anything interesting. The only
yeah.
thing you hear is a. You can very faintly hear squeaking, which sounds of rats, but beyond that,
Rats don't make sounds.
Rats curry.
oh, they scurry around.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Okay.
They don't squeak, though.
Fair enough, they don't squeak. There you go.
I used to own rats. Okay.
So anyway, you don't notice anything particular except that maybe there.
I rolled a 39 and my listen is 40.
Sure. You don't hear it.
Okay, so yesterday we checked out the second
Yes,
floor bedroom.
Inside the hallway, there's a couple of ways. Except the mudroom, there are different ways you can go, and there are stairs heading up. And at the back of the area, there's stairs heading down into the basement.
But I think
There's a
Are you-
few rooms on the bottom floor. On floor you're currently on. There's also, or at least you've been into a single bedroom floor.
Well, I think none of us should like wander alone, considering what happened
Yes.
last
Yeah.
time.
We should split up. We'll cover more ground that way.
I don't agree.
Both of those are.
I
How many
am on
Or we
the.
have already forgotten.
I'm pretty good at persuading people, so
Oh.
maybe
Well,
I'll...
no, just
Oh, okay.
let's try and get this. So, are you just gonna be looking around the various?
Yeah.
So you just stick together and you sort of do a sweep on the bottom floor.
I would
Let's start with
suggest.
the kitchen.
Yeah, the first floor.
Okay, first, so the foyer right now.
Yes.
You are heading towards the. What are you suggesting? The kitchen?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Let's go for it.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Well, you enter the kitchen. It's your typical kitchen stuff. Fridge. There's some stove. Actually, an old stove.
Mm-hmm.
Antique.
Hmm.
Is very nice if you're trying to sell the place. There you go. You notice a oven next to fridge. There's some cupboards lying around.
I open the fridge.
You open the fridge. Yeah, there's electricity is still running, so some of the food, since it's only been a
Jesus Christ, I bought this place and we didn't even clear out the fridge.
well,
Uh,
you did. There were previous tenants, if you remember, that
yeah.
lived here for a couple of weeks before the incident that happened that triggered all of you to be fired for this.
Were they eating something with like rabies?
Cute toys
Were
in
they
the
eating
attic.
crazy
You
food?
want to check the food for
Raccoons.
rabies? Really?
I want to.
Well, you can do medicine roll if you want. Or
Is there anything
pharmacy
strange
rule.
in food, basically?
Well, most of it's rotten at this point. It has been a couple of weeks. Beyond that, it's unpleasant for the moment.
Well, so much for that. I slam the fridge door.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
I just I asked Kiri what they were up to basically yesterday.
Not much. We didn't find.
Really anything, no.
Yeah, we did not find much of interest. We found that the person who the estate was named after was very loved. No, we don't really have a lot to share.
No.
2 lawsuits happened.
Yeah.
And there might be a document somewhere, but we don't know about it, so it's not very relevant.
No.
Hey,
So
Um,
it took you hours to find nothing really.
Yes.
I mean, have you been to the Hall of Records?
It is a very large place. And the
But
system is not very well organized. We try to explain ourselves.
big government. Am I right?
Exactly.
Well, I say really and just give up then.
I'm gonna go through all the cupboards and any drawers as if I was in some kind of adventure game.
okay, fair enough. Well, all you're finding is various food stuff, which may or may not be
Could I?
in a state to be or not. You don't really notice anything else. There's some.
Well, I'm gonna be looking very hard, such
you're-
that if there was anything hidden, I may be able to spot it.
You do a spot hidden roll. Go for
25 compared to 50.
That's pretty good. Don't really notice anything until you get to the last cupboard. The moment you open it, rats pour out. They are now scurrying on top of you, and
No.
I'm
I
back.
want you to make a luck roll.
Okay. 37 compared to 60.
Okay, they they don't seem particularly friendly, but they haven't quite managed to get any sort of bite or clawing off on you. They are,
I knew
however,
it.
all
Rabies.
over you.
Rabies, case closed. Let's get out
So
of here.
you're just sort of calmly standing there, covered in rats, is what I'm.
They used to call me Jimmy the Rat. Not that I'm a snitch or anything. It's because
So
I like
we
rats.
So anyway, as you are still sort of standing there, you are now going. The rats are now starting to bite you.
Hey, get these fucking rats off me. If you'd be
Well,
so kind.
I suspect you're going to be reacting a little bit more heavily than that.
Sorry.
Well, I am. My hands
Drop
are.
and roll.
I try to
My
get
hands are
some
off,
of
so
the...
I slap them off basically.
Okay, so you,
Yeah,
I
try
want
to
you
get some of the
to
rats off.
I hold for what?
you roll for punching.
Okay.
You are slapping the rats off.
What do I do?
Ooh, 58.
58. Okay, so
That's close.
you managed to smash a couple of the rats off with a well-placed punches. They just sort of drop off. One of them actually drops off and dissolves into a pool of blood.
What?
The rest of the
I'm glad I
rats
backed
just
out of the room.
the rest of the rats just sort of scurry
Resident
away.
Evil 4 here.
Did any of us see that happen?
You did not see it. You only see a pool of blood.
So we
Oh.
still just
I'm
see a...
So you see a lot of
Mystery blood.
you see some mystery blood on the floor,
Okay.
and a bunch of rats just ran the hell away from.
I'm gonna
Odd.
myself do my best to just kind of brush any rats I can off.
Well, the thing is that the moment one or two of them are knocked off, they give up on trying to bite you, as you are now struggling actively,
Okay.
and they have just fallen off and are now leaving you alone. Have survived this little combat encounter without.
Okay, what do I roll to recruit the rats?
You cannot recruit rats. You do not speak rat. At least you do not speak rat.
No.
Okay.
This place is fucked up.
This place is kind of weird.
I'll guess I'll come
So-
back in and check to see how his bites are. Because that's
well,
not.
he actually managed to get through without taking any bite damage. He taken a, which I'll write down, putting him down. Grand total of 9 hit points.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Can I check the blood with a biology roll somehow? I don't know.
Well, you can see that it's blood.
Yes.
I do not assume you have any sort of DNA sequencing. So
No.
Rats bleed just
No,
as red as we
no.
do. Oh, the cupboard that the rats came out of. Is there anything in there?
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, just a bunch of rat droppings. And some eaten.
No wonder I got this place so cheap.
Well, then let's move on. I think.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think it's time to just move on. There's a dining room that, since we're now just sort of doing a rounds across, we're now entering the dining room. And I need to... Crazy. Yeah, it's a dining room. There's a long mahogany table with chairs lying around. You notice that there, it's been set for dinner. The food has not been eaten, and it's gone very.
Mm.
Did nobody come and clean this up? What the
Well,
hell?
Yeah, no, ever since the place has been abandoned, nobody.
Yeah.
No, I said that real. I really said
Well,
that.
Yeah.
At
Okay.
least it means that Nobody has been using that place. Nobody human has been using the place.
Yeah, you do not see any sign of use.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, that's comforting.
Anything looks like it might still be edible?
Well, there might be something in the kitchen.
Forget it. I got that good minibar shit.
Well, I am kind of getting edgy though, so can I make a spot hidden hole?
You can spot, but I'm gonna say you're not gonna be find anything.
Okay.
Is there
This is
any-
there is it
Okay.
Oh well, let's move on then.
Yeah.
There's no
yeah, next room
government or anything. Okay.
it directly leads to the living room. Which is just a nice if very
I check under the cushions.
you can look over the place and see.
Catch cushions.
I'll just
Alright,
take a spot hidden to kind of search.
Yeah, me too.
Hang on.
You can do a but then you can also do an ID. This isn't so much a hint as a realization roll. Look over the room.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I guess I'll
Well,
do
for
one.
my
I
spot
got
hidden,
23 on 70 idea.
I got 25 on a 50 spot hidden.
I got
Okay.
16 on an idea.
Okay,
70.
so as a general group, you just notice that there's a lot of religious art hidden away.
Hey,
like,
it's the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah, there's a couple of well, it's more in the sense of images of the
Yeah, I know.
process and the like.
Is it one specific
Jesus,
religion?
Joseph and Mary.
Pretty much, yeah. You just notice statuettes of religious figures.
Okay.
They're called figures.
Yeah, it looks like my aunt's house.
There's a bunch of crosses nailed to the walls. It's
Right.
it mostly mostly notice it because there seems to be noticeably a bit more than it should. In fact, the spot hidden shows that you pull out a cross or two from couch cushions.
Right.
But I hold a 79, so it's a fail.
Yeah, you just sort of sit there going, this sure is a room.
Yeah.
Welp, guys, there sure are a lot of crosses around here.
Are they afraid? Or I guess that would be the afraid too.
Well, yeah, you get the feeling that maybe they were definitely clutching onto religion for one reason or another. Tenants, that is.
Is there anything else in the room aside from the religious artifact? Any containers I could look inside?
You just desperately look. What is exactly your
No,
trying?
I would never think of it.
No, what exactly is your motivation?
I'm just looking for weird shit. That's what I'm sent here to do without
you've
paying.
done a spot hidden and you haven't. Well,
Yeah.
beyond the crosses that are in places that crosses shouldn't be.
mean,
is there
and-
anything?
What about furnitures? I mean,
Furniture, it's just a room.
Is there anything that I need to roll to pocket like a tiny cross?
You can just pick one up if you want to.
Yeah. Okay. I pick a very tiny pocket-sized cross and
Okay.
take it along with me.
You get to inventory.
Yeah.
And well, that's
Normally
it.
I'd object to that, but I'll
So-
allow it for now.
From here, you go across the hall to small storage room. It's a storage room filled with boxes, very junk,
Food.
including an old bike. Not that sort of storage. You could put food there, but it's probably better.
Okay.
This is where Papa keeps the bikes.
This is where they keep stuff. You notice a cupboard at the right end.
What do you guys should open that cupboard?
Yeah, I step
After
forward.
what happened to you,
I step forward and very cautiously from kind of a distance try to open it.
Jesus.
Okay, you very cautiously open the cupboard. You well, you try to, but you notice that it's boarded shut.
Oh. Okay then.
From the
So,
inside?
are
It's
you gonna
boarded
try
shut
and
from the inside?
from the outside? Somebody's
Okay.
just clanked it for some reason.
Yeah, is there anything
I could probably help see if we can
lever-like
pull
lying
some off.
around?
You can. You've got any sort of like use for that?
Storage room, so I mean, you'd think there'd be some kind of object you could use for that.
Yeah, there's
Well-
probably. Let's just say there's a. Probably.
I
Cricket.
have a screwdriver set, but I don't know if it's nailed shut or screwed shut. Probably nailed.
It's actually nailed
Yeah.
shut, but
Yeah. You would never know, though.
Nah, screwdrivers.
you-
in.
Or
Do the
to,
boards
um,
stick out on the side?
they definitely.
Well, maybe
This
I
is,
can...
Maybe you could get. Is it possible to get behind them and then hit them from behind?
Sure, you can.
All right. I guess I'll do that.
Yeah.
So
I don't know
you
what I
are-
would roll.
What are you hitting it with?
I don't know.
There's some junk lying around that's vaguely up like.
I was gonna hit it with my hand.
That's
my
probably.
gloved hand.
I'm just gonna say you probably.
Not punch it, but like flat palm, kind of.
Oh, sort of like push it.
Yeah,
open.
push it forward.
Okay, give me a D100. I'm gonna do strength roll.
All right. D100.
What's your score?
Do I have to know
I'll
what
just,
I need to get for that?
Just tell me the number and I'll. There, I'm gonna be
I
checking against
got
your.
7.
You got holy shit.
Yeah.
So you were rolling against twice your strength, but you got that.
hmm
You do not get any ticks for that because it's not.
All right.
And you're also not punching it. You're just using very brute force to help, and you just clearly knock the plank off.
Awesome.
Shoddy workmanship.
Nice job.
Well, it's a very rushed job. Also, probably not.
Now I retreat to the back of the room and.
Now
stab
you run away from the door. Okay.
Okay, so I continue trying to open the cupboard.
Okay.
I
Now you
suppose.
open the cupboard. The cupboard is open, and you see a couple of books.
Ah. Okay.
There's so much for that.
Absolutely no reason to suspect there's anything suspicious about those books.
Do you take a look
I
at the book, or
pick up one of the books and try to read a title or see if there's a title on it or in it.
don't see a title or
Okay.
a or a name for that matter. However, if you open the book, the first just open up the cover, you see that it's signed by a W. Corbett.
Aha. Okay. So this
You
is
presume that this is some sort of journal or
to Walter Corbett.
that's yeah. That's one of the books.
How many books in total?
There are 3.
Well, I'm very interested in the diary. If
I'll grab
anyone
it.
else wants to,
Well,
I'm a
you
bit preoccupied with the diary.
don't quite know what it is, and
Well, the Corbett book. I'll
yeah.
call it
So
So why are we looking through this guy's bookcase?
well, you can. It's not a bookcase. It's just a cupboard.
Well, it's where he puts
Um,
it.
It's a weird place.
Not
yeah.
important
Think of
either
it.
way.
However, so there are 3 volumes. You've just picked one of them out there and noticed it's, or at least that it's a journal of a. You are now just sort of skimming through it, not actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, give me a library user roll.
Ugh,
Just a
88.
8. Well, beyond noticing that it's definitely a journal of some kind, anything interesting?
Mm-hmm.
Other than it's a weird journal that's weird language.
Okay.
It seems to be in good condition, though.
Right. Yeah,
The only other thing you notice is that it's going to take you a couple of days to actually read this.
right. Well, if no one objects, then I would like to take the book with me. I don't know if it's a very big book.
It's
Or
it's just a journal. You can
manageable.
if you've got some sort of
A
place to put something
backpack.
there, backpack
Yeah.
of some sort, you can just put it in there.
Yeah, okay. Then I
Not
take.
particularly heavy. It's your typical note.
Okay, then I will take that with me.
So what about the other two?
I took one.
Yeah.
Oh, you
I
grabbed
don't
one of them.
Yeah.
So do you do anything with it?
I'll dust it off and see if I can figure out what it is.
Okay, so you dust it off. Again, you don't really need anything yet on the cover of the thing. Better cover. As you open a book, you notice again that it's signed a Orbit, and it seems to be some sort of journal as well.
Mm.
You do not know that the other book is a journal, however.
Well, I picked
So
the
there's,
last.
Okay.
you
I
pick the
picked
last
the-
one.
Yeah, I picked the last one.
I'm gonna confer.
It too is a journal, so you are free to talk to each other about this,
I wanna see
or
which
keep it
one
secret if you
was-
want to.
Well, I
Which journal? I just wanted to find out which journal is the earliest, which is
they all have the
Well, you can
W.
just keep them
See
as
what
a. They are
see what-
all signed by W. Corbett,
Okay.
Hmm.
and they all seem to be done in the same general handwriting. Handwritten book.
Well,
Yes.
I always start my books with by spoiling myself, so I open the last page.
Okay. You open the
Well,
last
I-
page.
Or at least if the last page is empty, I keep.
Okay, give
holding
me
it.
give me a library.
Oh, I'm probably not going to succeed on that one. Oh, let's see.
Yeah, but I'm gonna see how much you.
Let's go. 94.
Okay, you see a lot of strange words. Aren't entirely sure what they're about, but text seems to be just a lot of words you don't recognize.
Yeah, ye old English or modern?
Well, it's modern-ish. Gotta keep in mind that Corbett lived.
It's postmodern English.
It's like early 1900s. It's very legible, but it's gonna come across as a little bit weird.
Yeah, I mean, English is not my main language, so I.
Yeah, but you
Just-
should. You might have a bit of a hard time reading it, but
Well, for now, I just.
the others should be able to.
I shrug off and just.
You just sort of shrug off. You sort of look at it and go,
put
"This
it
is
back.
weird," and you put
I
it
put
back.
it back.
Okay.
So are you guys about done reading some random books you found? Because we gotta
Yeah.
get through the rest of this place.
Yeah,
Stick it in my
guys.
messenger bag and we can continue.
Yeah, I mean, you
Okay.
do not inform each other of the fact that the.
Oh,
I'm not really interested, so I don't
Well, I-
pursue it. But
I
I-
kind
I-
of cried out that, oh, this is signed
I-
by one W. Corbett, so this
Okay.
might be the book or
I
the
thought you said-
journal of.
I thought you said Juan W. Corbett.
No.
Well, I asked Elkiri if they really have nothing on this Corbett from nothing at all interesting to say about him.
One thing
Since
to
they
note that now that you have you all figure out from information that's been that these three books are a so
do we know which one was first? Was it Elkery's?
you can figure
Like,
it out
earliest?
once you sit down for it. You can
Like, are there
Okay.
just dates at the beginning of them?
they are all dated. So
Yeah, we could probably figure it out from there.
Okay, so we all take. Well,
Uh,
we take them all with us then.
well, you can choose to bring with you. You have your one volume with you.
Mhm.
Raft is still holding on to his copy, so if you want to bring it with you, you can just grab the whole.
Okay. That's fine by me.
Even as a set, it's not.
Okay. Unless Marion is objecting to me taking the books.
You
I
can
don't
you
care.
can take one of them. It's fine.
Okay, so at this point, as you
Makes it easier to if you split the work.
Mm,
well, I suppose you could do that. For now, you will have to come back to it later, or you could just sit down and read them now. But it's gonna take a bit.
I'll maybe get back to my hotel room.
yes. Same.
Yeah, once you get back, you. So that's it for the book.
Should move
Is-
on to the next room.
You should.
Is
Yeah,
there any
we-
rooms
Yeah.
left?
There's still one room on the bottom I haven't been to.
Mhm.
That is another storage room.
Okay.
This one is seems to hold broken furniture and other. In fact, it might have been used as a.
Mm. Also, what was that like jump scare scream in the background?
Sorry,
That was.
that
On
was
the-
on my end.
I assume it was your
Okay.
dog, actually.
It was something being moved.
Okay.
Oh, that's. And anyway, so you've now moved into the second storage room. Bit further. This is the last room you've. Well, it's just wood. Some broken, some not.
Are there any hidden things?
Anyone want to spot
Rudimented
hidden?
items?
Well, if you were to pick up a piece of wood and makeshift club, if you
There's no reason for that.
don't
No.
really see any. So
Okay.
that's the ground floor.
Well, we're going upstairs, folks. Stay away from the windows.
At the end of the hallway, there are. So you can go downstairs and head upstairs.
Well, we already looked in one room upstairs, so we might as well finish it off.
I go
that's
for
some-
upstairs.
Yeah, let's go upstairs.
Okay, let's head up.
I
Um,
really
I go
do-
first.
You head up. Okay, good. As you are ascending the stairs, I'd like all of you to
Okay.
just tell
What
me
if
if you
you're-
succeeded.
Nope.
Yes.
65, no.
Oh shit.
I know.
Okay. So
I got. Let me see. See spot hidden. What was that? All right. No, I didn't get it.
Okay, so only Buddy sees it.
hmm
Okay, Buddy, you are noticing a strange red liquid at right next to railings, stair railings.
Next to the railings, so
yeah,
on the
against
railing?
against the wall.
ah,
So there's a railing that's sticking out of the wall. There's some red liquid is dripping.
I wipe a little bit off with my fingers and smell it and taste it.
Ugh.
Ignoring that it's disgusting, it's blood. Or you suspect it's blood. Do you tell anyone else?
Hey guys, the wall. You ever see that movie, The Amityville Horror?
Oh,
No, I really prefer Ghostbusters.
Oh. Anyway, the walls are bleeding.
Oh,
um,
that's
Okay,
Very.
Rest of
God
you,
help us all.
are you pointing it out to them?
Yeah.
Okay, it's gone.
it's gone.
What?
No,
So-
for real though.
I just kind
You
of
guys.
stare
Yeah,
at
you don't see
Buddy
anything.
and
Why
Give
would I
him
make
the
that
look.
up?
I want to look into Buddy's eyes because I suspect he's on something.
yeah.
Okay,
I didn't want to say anything, but I give him
you
that look.
you get to do either a medicine, a pharmacy, or a first. Normally I wouldn't say. Actually,
First aid's the highest.
that's your highest, and that's the one.
No, wait. Actually, they're all the same, I think, and they're terrible.
You
'cause
control.
it's-
You control all of. You can roll all of them if you want.
Okay,
Mm,
that was bad. That was bad. You know what? Something's up with these dice. They keep rolling the same numbers.
So you fail 3 times.
They,
Oh, wait,
they
no,
kept, I kept rolling 60, like the number 60 over and over. What is
Okay, that's
happening? Please.
But you've rolled 2 times now.
I'm done rolling. I'm just trying to see if I can get them to stop rolling those numbers.
Okay, good. So you failed all of them.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, Okri, if you want, you can same checks. You don't really. You have no idea. Is
Yeah. First aid.
go for it.
Yeah.
I actually brought my medicine and pharmacy skills down
Yeah,
because they were way too
You
high.
have medicine and pharmacy is.
Okay. So first aid failed. Medicine, I'm not even going to try. And pharmacy, no, as well as I failed.
Okay, so you just have no idea. You just look in his eyes and you do not.
I'm just
Okay.
gonna make my best case that yeah, for real, I saw blood on the wall, and it's gone now, which is weird. But
Okay.
Okay.
So
I,
at this point, you've all arrived at the second floor. So
I was specifically looking at it to see if his pupils were bigger or anything, but I guess I would still need a medicine roll for that.
yeah, you still need to you are just looking
it's
for
too
general
dark
symptoms.
to see.
Well, I mean, someone
Yeah, I
was
guess.
was thrown out of the window.
Yeah,
by...
you do not quite understand. Like it's a mixture of being shaken, of not being able to see it, and just not having a.
Okay.
well, having seen the blood on the wall, I'm going to conspicuously take a bump of cocaine.
Does anyone notice?
You said conspicuously.
yeah, but
So yeah, probably.
you have to hold conceal then.
Yeah, you have to roll conceal if you're gonna.
I'm not.
No,
hide
he
it.
said conspicuously.
Yeah, I'm not
You're just-
concealing it.
You know,
You're just
I
openly
don't
doing
care
it.
at this point.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
there we go. Well, feel free to react to that.
I
Just
don't know.
realized I sort of over suddenly, but you know what? I'll just say, take the dope as a medication.
Hmm.
And
I
also,
just get a shitload of suspicion against Buddy, against Jimmy. I
So-
don't. Really
suddenly
trust
there's
the
red
guy.
flags.
Yes. Yeah. I'll.
That explains
Okay, so
things.
that's.
I try
that's-
to keep away from him.
So does anybody else react to this, or
Well, I say
Or you
that
just,
explains a few
I
things,
just
but-
kind of.
yeah? But beyond that, is there any sort of action anybody's taking?
I mean, technically he's breaking the law, but I guess technically
Well,
I don't have.
You can tell him
much
in
law
if you
authority
want.
here.
I just urge everyone to just stop
Yeah.
making around and move on.
I just think that he is.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. Let's go on.
Okay, so you're on the second floor. You see that there are 4 rooms you can enter. One is small and is right next. And there
Mhm.
are 3.
I check the small room for Harry Potters.
You
No,
enter
no.
the small room floor.
Mhm.
It's it's a bathroom. It's a sink. There's a bathroom, toilet over there.
Anything out of
is-
place?
Well, the bathtub's filled. Kind of dirty, but
Filled.
yeah, it's filled. It's
Is
with a
A
murky
liquid.
liquid.
Okay.
can I turn on the sink and see if the water's running?
You can. It's running. When you close it, it drips. Beyond that, there's not.
And I
Okay.
You
guess
can't
I'll-
quite completely close it.
I'll take a peek in one of the bedrooms because I wouldn't be able to fit in the other room.
Yeah, it's kind of too crowded to read.
Yeah.
So you just head into the room, which is the room that Raven got launched out of.
I put my hand on his shoulder and gestures just no with my head.
So you stop him from.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll enter the other one.
Well, fuck that.
In the meantime,
So
can
are
I
you-
ask someone to, I don't know, either have a feel around in the murky water or stick something in there? Just to see.
I'm
if
no
it-
James Sunderland. I'm not gonna do
Well,
that.
Well-
I'm mostly suggesting it to Jimmy since
Yeah, I've
he
done
seems
worse.
a bit off and doesn't seem to mind much. So I ask him if he wants
Right.
to feel around in the water.
Why don't you do it?
I don't want to make my hands dirty, to be honest.
Can I?
I'll toss
I really-
Jimmy a pair of latex gloves I have in my
Well,
bag.
you said there was
Like disposable latex
a toilet,
gloves.
right?
There's a toilet there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just grabbed the toilet brush and on it to them.
Okay.
Okay. I guess I'll probe around in there and see if it touches anything.
That's-
If you would.
Yeah, that sure is a liquid. You don't really notice anything. You just sort of move stuff around and you see. Just
Would I be able to pop the plug with the toilet brush, maybe?
The question is am I going to rest a skill roll for this? No, what? No, I just do it.
Okay.
So you pop it open, bathtub drains, and you don't really notice anything.
Okay.
Except remnants of some really foul.
Which direction
Wasn't
does the
there.
whirlpool?
I don't think you'd notice that unless you were really looking.
I always take notice
He
of that to
was
make sure I'm
very
not in
intently
Australia.
looking. I noticed.
Well, you don't notice anything particularly impressive there.
Okay.
Okay.
It's just spiraling the way it would.
I guess you did take take a hit
Yes.
of cocaine.
Yes.
Yes, you are just very interested.
I leave the bathroom then if
Okay, you leave the bathroom.
there's nothing interesting, and I try to find the others.
Sure. The others are standing outside of the two, except for Marion, who has walked in one of the bedrooms.
Right.
I assume you had it.
Yeah, the one of the ones that isn't that one.
Yeah.
The bad one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Follow.
I'll walk in there as well. See if there is anything off in this room.
Well, it's a bedroom. You see two small beds. You see boys littered around the room.
Mm-hmm.
There's a dresser.
How stable
Um,
does the floor
You see
feel?
some or few stable.
All right.
You're not gonna break down the floor.
Okay.
And well, you notice like aircraft and cowboy.
Boys' room. Then.
It's a boys' room.
Well, I don't know if how well Ravzer's spot hidden is, but I probably wouldn't. Yeah, I check around to see if there is anything hidden somewhere.
I'm gonna open the dresser.
Sure, you open the
That
dresser.
prevents me
There's
from doing it. Good. It's a good
Uh,
idea.
Wow, 100. Good job.
interestingly enough, the dresser is completely empty. It seems somebody cleaned it out.
These people were nudists.
Well,
I knew it.
Just-
Nudists with rabies.
sure, why not? Nudist would worry. Why don't you go call Alexander? You fix. So, yeah, you don't find anything particular.
Okay.
So I guess that's it with the second floor then.
That is no, there's still a single room you haven't been in.
Oh,
Okay, then let's go look at the final room, I guess.
Let's look at the final room.
There's the final room. It's another. It seems to be the master bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
There's a double bed there, bookshelf with. You have a clear view window, and you also notice that there is a lot of crosses up against the wall that the bed's against.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Beyond that, there just another. It's probably the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And these crosses are entirely ordinary, right?
Yeah, they're completely ordinary.
Okay.
There's a bunch of different types. Plain-looking crosses.
But just a lot of them.
It sort of looks like they just grabbed whatever they could get their hands
Yeah.
on.
So basically, the only thing weird about them is the amount.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
very notable.
He's a cross collector. What's the big deal?
Who knows?
On my hand, just keep an eye on the bed.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything hidden be spotted.
You could try to run a spot in.
I will try that. Ah, a 2. Hooray.
Congratulations, you find even more crosses.
Ah. Okay.
You see that the arrangement of crosses makes another giant cross.
Yeah, I just point out.
It's a fractal cross arrangement.
So now you've been through the entirety of the top floor except the incident room,
Yes.
which you only.
I
glanced
don't
into.
think anyone wants to go there anymore.
Let's not
No.
say we did.
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, maybe
Well,
later.
you can still hear the.
You weren't there, man.
Actually, do a listen roll.
Yeah.
What do you
Okay. I'll do a listen roll.
Oh, listen, roll. All right.
I hold the
58.
tree.
Okay,
Ah.
great. You can very faintly hear the broken window rattling.
I got a 4. All right. I probably heard the same thing then.
Yeah, you also just hear the window very softly, sort of clicking in its frame.
I failed the roll.
We're not falling for the same bullshit twice, are we?
Well, we can look
Well,
at it at a distance.
Yeah. I mean, you guys who lived the experience.
I'm not
so
going
to
in,
say,
basically.
Yeah.
I stand my ground and keep an eye on the bed.
Well,
Well, you're in a different room now.
How about we have
Oh,
some go
oh,
outside
okay.
and see if
yeah,
they can
just
see
look in.
see something
Mhm.
from outside that window doing anything to the window.
Okay.
From the outside.
So you just all head outside.
No, one. We need at least one person to be watching the window from the inside, and at least one person.
Not
I
it.
don't. Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to go near the window from the inside anymore.
But we don't have to go near it. We can look at it from across the room.
I volunteer to look at the window then,
Okay, so you look at
since
the.
everyone else was involved.
Yeah, what you're noticing is a broken window. See, the wall is slightly damaged near the window as well, which is where the hit the wall.
Right.
Beyond that, you don't notice anything interesting. The bed is in a place where you would expect.
Mm-hmm.
When you say this bed flew,
or
The
it shifted.
bed
in some
flung
way.
itself towards the window.
Right. So can we check the bed?
You
In
can,
any way.
Sure, you can check the bed. Want
Or,
to do
like-
a spot hidden then?
24.
Okay.
what's under these floorboards?
You don't particularly notice anything interesting about the bed itself, or the room for that matter.
Oh.
Except the fact that there
under
is a
the
window that's
floorboards,
still
It could
rattling.
have, if it was like some sort of like machinery or something,
Um,
maybe it bounced it toward the window.
Well, I can't really see anything off, so
Yeah, you are not really noticing it. And
okay.
there's no mechanism or whatever.
Well, it would be beneath the floor.
So do you want to break open the floor or something?
Do you want to
Don't
break
do
open
that.
the floor?
Don't do that.
Because I need to reference something, but we can totally do that. Get up on it.
Well, if anyone has the tools or anything,
I do not.
Yeah, do you have like an axe or something you can bring to
We
this?
need to
Or
come back later.
no.
with that.
I have
But
screwdrivers.
it's just something to consider.
it's well, yeah, it's something to consider. I suppose.
Okay. Well, if we ever find any tools or something,
As a reasonable explanation as to why that happened.
yes. Okay. Then I suppose we're done in this
Yeah.
room as well.
Yes. So
So-
you are now done at the top floor.
And I
Okay.
don't think a house built, in the early 20th century or before would have that kind of mechanism anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
Well, you never know.
on the subject of flooring, you would probably just break to the floor.
Mm.
There's no layers there.
Oh, okay.
Go straight into the roof of the place below it. You're still allowed to, break it open if you want to.
Okay.
I'm just gonna straight up say that that's.
I guess all we have left is the basement now. I think I'm gonna hand out some masks to people in case there's mold down there.
I hang.
I don't know how
back
well those masks are gonna do
with this
against
one.
mold.
Well,
But
Well, I don't think mold is.
yeah.
I
Who
take
knows?
the moment to share what we found about the basement before we go in.
Oh, we haven't done that
Why-
yet. All right.
Yeah, we
Why
have.
didn't you bring that up earlier in character?
We forgot. Well, I forgot. I don't know about Marion.
You forgot
it
that there's.
slipped my mind because a lot of things happened.
It just means
someone
we
nearly
don't- we should
died.
dig in the basement. That's probably not.
There being dead bodies in a house dramatically reduces its price. So it would have been nice to know that.
I
But-
guess.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
I'm very
else?
sorry for forgetting to notify you.
So does the basement has electricity as well?
Well, you haven't quite gone down yet. You take a look down the stairwell and you notice it's very dark.
Okay, so who has a light source? Well, I pick out my light torch, but I ask everyone to just grab a light source if they
my
have one.
phone has a flash on it, I suppose.
Yeah,
Or
all of
that-
you have a cell phone of some.
Yeah. I'm really disappointed in myself. I didn't write down flashlight on my ridiculous.
So you've got yourself a nice little light source, and
Yeah, I have a smartphone.
so you are now.
I'll stay up here and keep watch.
No, I say. I don't trust you enough for that, and I would be more
Okay.
at comfort if everyone goes down.
So once you settled on what to do,
Fine.
Okay.
I
I walk in the back of the line for this. since
No, I walk in the back of the line for this.
I think the injured person should walk in the back of the line.
So you're all heading downstairs.
Okay, fine.
The thing
We
you
should probably
notice.
not go at the same time because the stairs might be not great.
Okay, so who's going first then?
Not
well,
me.
I have like sturdy boots with a good anchoring, so I.
No, I don't.
slowly-
I don't want the stairway to collapse while we're walking down it.
Yeah, well, I just go first with very cautious steps.
Okay, I want you to roll me a d100, and you want to get under 7 times your dexterity.
7 times my dexterity.
Um,
That's 77.
Okay, so you want to score below 70.
I rolled 46.
Okay, you safely head downstairs. Or downstairs, it's very dark, but you've got source.
I
Is
have
there
to
a
get
light
under
switch at the top of
91
this?
if I do that.
So everyone has to get 7 times.
Is there a light switch at the top of the stairs?
There is a light switch at the top of the stairs.
I'll flick it.
Oh,
Okay, nothing happens.
pretty high.
Yeah, so no light.
Important to note, though, is that you remember that in the mudroom, the electricity seemed to be working just.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a different circuit.
Well, maybe, yeah, the wires in the basement.
So what's
Breaker's
down here?
probably in the basement.
Well, right now it's a basement. It's very dark, and unless
Okay. Well, I
finding anything?
wait for it.
you
I
can
got
do a spot in
down
the-
the stairs.
Okay, same.
75.
75, and that's again.
98.
Okay,
Oh, shit.
so you got a 98.
I got 75. And
you
7
got-
times dexterity is 98.
Okay, so you've got
I also
Five.
succeeded because I'm like in the 90s.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
19 out of 91, so yeah,
Mm.
pretty good.
Okay, so right, Raven, you head downstairs as well.
Raven.
May?
Oh,
Sorry,
no.
my mic was muted.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, are you heading down as well?
Yeah, I rolled a 53 and my dex times 7 is 91.
Okay, so you all just head downstairs. You are now.
All
in
of
the
us had
basement.
great decks, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Well, dex times 7 is kind of hard to fill.
Mm.
Okay.
But then again, if you had filled it, you would have rolled down the stairs.
Yeah. The way I was rolling.
So let's
ability.
try. Let's like light up the room and look around. Can we? I roll for a spot hiding.
Okay, so you're
Spot famed composer
Might as
hiding.
you are doing a spot hidden.
I haven't been doing a
Yeah,
lot. So I'm gonna spot it,
I am
so-
asking if I can.
You
No.
can. You have there's plenty of light sources around, and you can flashlight it. So yeah, roll it.
I
For-
didn't get it. So
Me, I failed as well.
I'm gonna take a look around. Like, can I though? Because I'm not in
I
control of the
failed.
flashlight. So I mean,
I'm just gonna start by rolling one
Well-
of these, and then roll the other one if I need
no,
to.
just look around the room. to start with.
49 compared to 50. I got it.
Okay, you got it. You're in a small, small-ish room. There's tools lying around, a couple of pipes, some lumber, some nails, just some junk on the floor. You notice that all the walls are black except one, which is made out of wood.
Huh.
There's also a very small side room. Beyond that, because you see that it hidden, you also find amongst the various junk, you find a very old-looking knife with a ornate-looking blade is coated with a oddly thick rust.
Ooh, nice.
I quickly pocket that.
You pocket that, okay.
And he
So-
stabs
Bothered.
himself in his leg.
Do you bother to
No,
hide
that's-
it? Or.
That's perfectly fine. So you just
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
Can I just
Notated in my
take a-
inventory as cool knife.
Can I just take a look
Oh,
at
right.
the knife for a second?
you can look at the knife a little more if you want.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
I'm
do
the only one
you-
that spotted it, and I quickly hit
You
it.
are the one who did you
Well.
actually conceal it, as or did you
I
just
can roll
pocket
for it if you want.
No, you just immediately pocketed it.
Yeah.
Okay, then nobody else knows about the knife.
Okay.
So you just have a dirty knife in.
What was the guy's
Pocket.
name again?
His name is Corbett.
Corbett. Walter Corbett.
With 2 T's?
2 T's.
Relative of Ronnie Corbett.
Alright, I just wanted to put the journal in my inventory. Alright.
And say the side room, you said?
There's a small side room. You
Yeah.
don't
I
notice
point at the
anything
side
else.
room and just kind of go. I'm guessing that's where you know who is lying.
Okay, one other thing you notice is a fuse box.
Check fuse box.
You can check the fuse box.
Yes.
Um,
Need any rules?
well, you check the fuse box and it seems to be mostly there, except for one of the fuses has been torn out.
Oh.
You
Anyone
can,
has a spare fuse?
You can mechanical or actually it's electrical repairs. Yeah.
Electrical repairs.
There, yeah.
Oh, okay. I can roll for that.
You can try that. Yes.
I failed.
Okay, you sort of mess around with it. There's some sparks flying up, but nothing really gets accomplished.
Well, maybe it simply fell off. Like, I mean, it's a lot of junk, you said, on the ground, right?
Sure.
Well, let's see if it was not. It simply did not fail.
Yeah, and if you're using electrical repair, you're effectively like improvising a fuse.
Okay.
Oh well.
So you just burnt a coin
Okay.
and almost your fingers, but
My money.
not quite so bad.
Hey, careful over there.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry.
One thing you do notice as you are messing around with it is that the light in the room actually the room lights up very bleak. Light goes on.
Does anything catch my eye during that short time?
Yes.
Good question.
No, you don't notice anything. Already done a spot hidden, so you already done everything.
Okay.
So there's another room in here?
There's a small side room.
There is
go on the
a
side room.
wooden wall.
I'm gonna follow him.
I'm not going to go into that.
I'm not gonna go into the room, but I'm gonna watch him go into the room.
I want
Me
to
too.
examine the wooden
from the
wall,
doorway.
You want to examine the wooden wall.
if that's possible.
Sure. As you examine the wall, you sort of knock on it and you realize that it sounds kind of odd.
Right. Alden. What?
Hollow.
Wait, hollow. Yes.
You can give me a listen roll if you.
Yes, I would like to do that. Whoa.
Sorry about that.
A 31 to 40.
Okay, so as you are knocking on the wall itself, you notice that at certain parts it sounds like you're hitting something that's just a solid object, and at other parts it sounds hollow.
Okay, so there is probably something behind this wall.
But there's something hidden, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we can conclude that there is something wrong with this wall.
Yeah,
But
at least Elkree has figured out that something's wrong.
I just kind of tell the others that, hey,
Exactly.
there's
Hey,
something
something
behind
weird.
this wall.
Meanwhile, the two people are now looking into the small side room. Who are, buddy, Jimmy is inside. It's a empty storage bin of some sort. You can do a spot hidden if you want. You notice a double door, sort of like a chute, heading outside, but it's been nailed very firmly shut.
I'm gonna do the
But
spot
I-
hidden.
You do the spot hidden.
I'm gonna head
Okay.
back.
51 compared to 50.
So you fail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh.
this is a this is a small storage.
I go inside as well.
Go inside as well. You are
Can
also
I-
in the empty storage bin.
Yeah, as well the side room.
Do you also check?
Yeah, yeah.
Anything? Okay, and do you?
Yeah, yes, 32.
Okay, you notice black suit, the floor. So you suspect this was some sort of storage.
Ah, so it means I see it as a trap that goes outside to replenish it, right?
Yeah, it's like an old chute.
Okay. Can we open it?
You can't open it. It's been barricaded very.
On which
I mean,
side?
it's connected to the grid now, so they have no
it's-
use for it, I would guess.
Yeah,
like,
it just heads outside.
Yeah, but I mean, if we open it, it will bring light. So
You could. Yeah, but that would involve breaking down the door more or less entirely.
better than running on batteries and just being blinded if
I'm not sure how long you intend to be in the basement here, but there is a...
Speaking of light, how long have we been investigating for?
At this point, it's about midday. For a couple of hours, but not particularly long. It's very much day.
Okay, just checking.
I'm just gonna go back to the regular room.
Tools if we're gonna open.
Yeah,
this
I was
wall.
about to ask if anyone has.
Yeah, there is a weird wall where you can probably try and do something.
So, Elkiri has told us that something is what with the wall,
Yes,
right?
it
There's
sounds
something
like
there.
there's something.
There sounds like there's something hidden.
Well, I'm...
Wait a second. We've checked every room though at this point, right?
Yeah, you've checked every room, and the only
Okay,
thing
everything's okay. Let's get out of here.
Well, I'm not sure if okay would be.
It's okay enough. Nobody died.
Feel free to convince the others, I suppose.
Okay.
I'll roll for that and say let's get out of here. It's all good. Failed 82 to 50, so.
Okay.
Okay, so
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 nobody,
you-
nobody
so
believes the
so you
crazy
are
drug addict.
no.
Yeah, you are telling us that hours that throws people out of windows and make blood happy at will is something right.
It was a freak accident.
So I asked one of the guys that were at the house yesterday. Well, one of the persons, if they have found any tools around.
You said there were tools right here. weren't there?
There is a storage shed on level above.
Right.
But I think first
I mean,
of all we should think about bringing some light in there. I mean, if
Yeah, you should probably try and
maybe
we can-
check
we-
for
I mean,
chemicals.
I tell them we have two options: either we try to open the cold chute, or we can just like buy a spare fuse and use it to have light. Because
Sure.
maybe if there is something behind that wall and we have to progress further, we sort of want to have light around.
Well, I tried
break the
to fix
fuse.
the fuse box, but I failed,
You-
and I would like to keep my
I mean,
fingers.
we're in a town; it shouldn't be too
Yeah,
hard. To
you
find a
are in
fuse.
town. You can just head over to the hardware
Yeah,
store
I'll
and grab
spring
some.
for a fuse.
Well,
Okay, so
I am a poor
I have
student.
8 wealth.
yeah,
I can
you
spring for
shouldn't have an
fuse.
issue with money. So you just run off to the hardware store. Inside the hardware store, you
I'm also gonna
see
get
a,
like
something else.
something to help with that wall.
Can
Right,
we, in
just-
the meantime,
Oh.
just check the storage?
You're just gonna go.
Bar or what, if is I can't I don't know what kind of wall it is. Is it just a
Wooden.
solid? Is it like wooden planks? Is it...
You have no idea what sort of wall it is because you have yet.
Oh,
but,
so it's got
um,
like stucco on it or
It
something.
it looks like
Top of
it looked like it's made out of planks, but no idea how to take the plank.
Perhaps you should get the tool that is specifically designed for breaking down walls.
the
Hammer of time.
wall break.
the wall
Such
break.
as a sledgehammer.
A sledgehammer.
Sure, I'll get a sledgehammer.
Okay, so we come back with a sledgehammer fuse.
Yeah, you guys are heading out to the shop.
Well, do we all need to go?
You don't necessarily all
Honestly.
need to go. You can also wait outside and have yourself a smoke break.
I would like to go outside and just check.
Catch some air and take
Yeah,
Me too.
and do a bit of wandering.
Exactly, that sounds like a good idea. Meanwhile, the Marion is just arrived at the hardware store. There's a clerk. It's you head over to the clerk. You've got all the stuff you need. You pay for it and you return back. Nothing particularly interesting.
Okay.
Ah,
They're having a sale.
Buddy, where are you? Come on.
No, I'm just outside smoking cigarettes.
Okay. So, now that it's like maybe an hour later. Maybe half an hour, it sort of depends. Doesn't matter too much. Anyway, it's a little bit later, and Marion has now returned with some supplies. I assume you head straight back down to the basement.
Yes.
Okay, so now that you're back into the basement, what?
Well, we need somebody to put the fuse in, and I'll probably do the sledgehammer because of my strength, I guess.
Fuse, since you have a fuse, I'm just gonna say that's a action you just do.
Yeah.
Say you do it, then
Okay.
no rolls or whatever.
So no, we have light, right?
So you now have light.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Is there anything we notice now that there's just light constant now?
No, it's become apparent how messy the room is, but beyond that, no.
All right.
Okay. So
Sledge it up.
yeah.
All right.
Okay, you start breaking down the wall. You don't have to do any rolls for this. You just
Since
make
the
some-
hammer would have to roll.
Yeah. Also, well, you can do it with a hammer, but it takes you some time, and the only thing that will affect is how long it.
Yeah.
So you break down the wall, and you notice there's now a small wall space.
Well, who can fit in there? Not me.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
pretty
first,
large.
why don't we shine a light down there? And see
Well,
where it
it's
goes?
while it's called a crawl space, it's essentially a passage that you get on your hands and knees,
Still.
but you should be able to get
Still.
through it even if you're.
Still. I am
We
huge.
should shine
We are
a
both
flashlight
huge.
down.
At the moment you open up the wall, by the way, so I assume all of you are helping.
Yeah.
The moment you review the passage, rats come pouring out of it.
Shit.
So I want all of you to
Rats.
roll
Rat
for
jumps.
a. You can roll for luck.
Oh.
To, see,
Luck?
or dodge. You can do either.
Luck or
Luck
dodge.
and dodge.
Yeah, you can do luck and dodge, and
Or that's
Oh.
both of them.
Choose it beforehand, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, 31.
I'll go with
that's,
luck.
Just
That's,
something luck.
that's
I'll
success
go
for me
with
on
luck.
both.
Oh
Anyway.
man. I failed.
This is a D8.
I-
This is not a D8. Why do I keep getting the D8 in my?
I failed my luck.
Okay,
Oh,
but
my
you
dodge
did
roll.
dodge.
Oh, can
As long as you
we roll
succeed.
Yeah, I
roll.
got it.
Oh well, if you've got one of them, then you've got one.
Actually-
You fail.
double fail?
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I got a 7, so that's good.
I get ratted.
yeah. So pretty much all of you.
I'm very lucky.
You are very lucky indeed. All of you are very lucky except
I failed both.
Teddy. Teddy is sort of overrun for a moment by a group of rats, and they do. Let's see.
I also
actually
failed
roll.
both rolls, by the way.
Okay, so you are right up there. Means that I need to do. Remember where. Yeah, you roll. Let's see. Buddy takes a single point of damage of that as he's essentially hit by. Elkree takes 2 points of damage, which means that Buddy is now been whittled down to 8,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and Elkree is gonna be 10, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, the rats immediately scurry away. They seem quite happy to be away, but they're panicked.